Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. This is Ashwin Ramani here, research analyst at SBI Securities. I hope I'm audible and I hope you all are able to see my screen. If you all can give me a heads up in the chat box. I hope I'm audible and I hope you all are able to अगर मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है, स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रहा है तो आप मुझे एक बार चैट बॉक्स में कमेंट करके बता सकते हो. So that I know you all are with me live in the session. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes until few people join in, and then we should be good to go with today's session. Sachin ji, hello. Sridhar ji, hi. Good afternoon. Sunesh ji, good afternoon to you as well. Yeah, so before we start today's mid-market session, I just want to take a moment and want to wish you and your family a very happy Diwali and prosperous new year. I hope this Diwali actually brings out the best in all of us. Shubh Deepavali to you as well, Rakesh ji, Rajendra ji, happy Deepavali. I hope you all had your sweets in the morning. तस्लीम जी बात करते हैं हम निफ्टी के बारे में भी देखेंगे. इनफैक्ट Nifty has been celebrating Diwali quite early. I think in the last 3-4 days or so, the sentiment has absolutely changed for Nifty. The FII seem to be coming back to our markets. US and China have kind of, going to resume their talks again with President Trump saying, the 100% tariffs is not going to be applicable on China. इंडिया और यूएस के बीच में भी अब ट्रेड टॉक्स प्रोग्रेस हो रहे. वी हैड द प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस where Mr. Piyush Goyal, Nirmala Sitharaman ji, and even Ashwini Vaishnav ji, I think they had mentioned saying the talks are progressing. However, there is no particular date as to when there will be an announcement. But hopefully by the end of this year, we should have a good deal, which is beneficial for both India and the US. FII is also, if you see, they have been coming back to our markets. They have gradually covered their short positions. Long short ratio almost from 6% has gone to 18%. कैश मार्केट में भी बाइंग हुई है. अगर आप अक्टूबर के 12 ट्रेडिंग सेशन देखोगे तो ऑलमोस्ट 7 ट्रेडिंग सेशन में बाइंग हुआ है. दो द क्वांटम हैज नॉट बीन दैट सिग्निफिकेंट, but still we can see some signs of FIIs coming back to our markets. Dollar has depreciated. अगर आप last week देखोगे, rupee gained around 1%. We were going to breach that 89 mark, but eventually rupee has kind of strengthened, which is again a good sign. आप क्रूड ऑयल देखोगे तो पिछले संवत में 2081 में क्रूड ऑयल वाज अराउंड $81 a barrel and progressively it has come down to $61 a barrel now. Though US doesn't want us to buy oil from Russia, but even in the market we are getting at $60. It's not like COVID when the prices were very high and it would have been not sustainable for us to buy oil from Middle East or other countries. But considering the fact that the price that we get from Russia and the price that we get in the market is almost the same now. Even from Russia, we buy around $60 a barrel, though we get some discounts. Plus the inflation is under control. अभी आपने देखा होगा September 2025 में inflation जो आया, that is up around 1.54%. That is the lowest since quite some time now. So that also leaves some room for RBI to go for interest rate cuts. Along with that, we have the income tax cut, we have the GST cut, plus RBI has already cut interest rates twice. Plus going forward, we might see another round of cuts by the RBI, considering the overall macro situation is improving. So all in all, it's good. And even if you see Nifty daily chart, we have gotten a breakout. We are just almost 1.5% away from the all-time high. We were about to touch the 26,000 mark today. 25,900 at the previous all-time high is 26,277. Bank Nifty has been the key contributor to this rally. So all in all, the sentiment has been positive. I know last 1 year has been bad for our markets. हमने देखा कि अगर आप देखोगे कॉस्पी was up around 46% last 1 year. Hang was up around 26%. Nikkei was up around, अगर मैं पिछले एक साल की बात करूं, सारे अदर एशियन मार्केट्स हैव डन वेल. हैंसेंग हो, निकाय हो, कॉस्पी हो. अगर हम यूरोपियन मार्केट्स भी देखें तो वो भी 14% बढ़ा है. अगर हम यूएस मार्केट्स भी देखें, प्रेसिडेंट ट्रम्प के इलेक्ट होके आने के बाद जब वो प्रेसिडेंट बने तब यूएस मार्केट्स में भी एक तेजी नजर आई. और हमने देखा कि जो यूएस गवर्नमेंट बॉन्ड्स 10 ईयर यील्ड्स है वो भी 4% के नीचे आ चुका था. So around 18%, Shanghai was up around 18%, Nasdaq 22%, S&P 500 around 14%, Dow Jones was up around 8%. अगर आप निफ्टी देखोगे तो पिछले एक साल में पूरे संवत अगर हम देखेंगे, लास्ट संवत टू दिस 2082 अभी कल स्टार्ट होगा. टुडे इज द लास्ट डे फॉर संवत 2081, which is the Hindu calendar year. So around 3%. So Nifty has not been that great for the last 1 year, but I hopeful that the things are changing now. I think once we take out that all-time high, which is of 26,277, then chances are that we can at least by next somewhat. I'm not giving a very optimistic target of 2930, but at least we can move towards the 27,000 mark. अगर हम ग्लोबल मार्केट्स देखें तो डाउ जोन्स अराउंड 0.5% ऊपर था फ्राइडे को, S&P 500 0.5% ऊपर था, Nasdaq was up around 0.5%. Dow futures देखें so Dow futures is up 0.34%, so it is indicating a positive start to the US markets today. यूरोप मार्केट्स देखे तो डैक्स में प्रॉफिट बुकिंग नजर आई, 1.82% नीचे था. लंडन वाज डाउन 0.86%, whereas France had a good outing, it was up 0.54%. यूरो स्टॉक्स इंडेक्स वाज अप 0.16%. अगर आप देखोगे एशियन मार्केट्स में काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग मोमेंटम है आज. हम निफ्टी भी अगर आप देखोगे तो ऑलमोस्ट 220 पॉइंट्स का गैप अप हुआ था, 220 पॉइंट्स. अगर आप बाकी एशियन मार्केट्स भी देखोगे, निकाई 3.37% हायर, हैंसेंग 2.35% हायर, कॉस्पी 1.76% हायर, Shanghai again 0.57% higher. Our markets, Nifty is up around nearly about 150 points, 0.56% higher, and even Sensex is at 0.54%. So all in all, it's good. I think after a long time, I think 3.5 months के बाद थोड़ा सा sentiment shift होते हुए नजर आ रहा है हमारे markets में. So hopefully the next Samvat is very good for the markets. If you look at dollar index, तो dollar index आप देखोगे 100 के नीचे ही है, it's at 98.55. So as long as it stays in a downtrend and as long as it stays below the 100 mark, it's a good sign for us. अगर हम yields की अभी बात कर रहे थे, ऑलमोस्ट 4% के आसपास है. जब से फेड ने इंटरेस्ट रेट्स कम किए थे तब से अगर हम देखेंगे कि yields डाउनवर्ड ट्रेजेक्टरी में मूव होते हुए नजर आ रहा है. इंडिया विक्स थोड़ा सा बढ़ोतरी नजर आई थी इंडिया विक्स में, but again India VIX is kind of stabilized in that 11.5% mark. So the resistance for India VIX is around 12.5. As long as we are below 12.5, it's not a worrying sign for us. यही मैं बोल रहा था, रूपी ने ऑलमोस्ट अगर आप देखोगे 15 अक्टूबर को 1% ऑलमोस्ट गेन किया था रूपी. इट वेंट बिलो इट्स 20 and 50 day EMA and it's been consolidating here. अगर और यहाँ से रूपी स्ट्रेंथन होता है, then it is going to be a good sign. Then we can also expect FIIs to come back to our markets. अगर हम क्रूड ऑयल देखें तो क्रूड ऑयल is at around $60 a barrel. अगर हम देखेंगे जनवरी में ऑलमोस्ट हम $81 अ बैरल के आसपास थे, and progressively the crude oil prices have come down, and being an oil importing country, that has also kept the inflation under check as well. Apart from equities, two other asset classes have done really well. One is gold. So gold has had made a high of $4,380 an ounce. थोड़ा सा obviously profit booking normal था, considering that the price has already run up, and so we can expect some consolidation or profit booking, and I feel शायद और reversal signs तो दिख नहीं रहे gold में. So even if you are thinking कि gold में क्या करना चाहिए, I would say ride the trend. As long as there are no reversal signs, it's better to hold on to the trend and maybe have a trailing stop loss. There is absolutely no need to square off your position or panic saying already बढ़ चुका है. I know there is a lot of noise that is going around in the markets saying gold क्या होगा, already बढ़ गया है, अब equities बढ़ेगा, gold को square off करना चाहिए. These are just noise, guys. As long as you don't see any reversal signs on the charts, it's better to continue holding to your positions here. If you look at silver, even silver the same. I think almost $54 an ounce तक पहुंच गया था. अब थोड़ा सा profit booking तो normally अब जो इतना बढ़ चुका है, तो obviously you will have some kind of profit booking at the higher levels. But again, ये सिर्फ एक red candle बना है, that is not a reversal signal here. So अगर आपका एकदम long term perspective है, then you should definitely you can have gold and silver. Maybe I won't say you should have a large allocation to gold and silver, but at least you should have some allocation to gold and silver in your portfolio, and don't look at it from a very short term perspective कि एक साल में क्या होगा, 2 साल में, 3 साल में क्या होगा. At least give 5 to 10 years. That is when you will actually see your wealth growing in both these assets here. अगर हम FII पोजिशनिंग की बात करें तो ये हम बोल रहा था कि जब अक्टूबर 1 से हमने देखा तो ऑलमोस्ट 7 आउट ऑफ 12 ट्रेडिंग सेशंस में FIIs ने बाइंग की है. 1440 crores, 1308 crores, 997 crores. 2 दिन में बीच में सेल ऑफ आया था 1500 240 crores का, बट बाइंग आया है, बट क्वांटम ऑफ बाइंग इज नॉट दैट वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग, बट स्टिल बेटर कंपेयर टू व्हाट वी सॉ इन द लास्ट 3.5 months. सो धीरे धीरे FIIs का जितना कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ते जाएगा उतना और वो निवेश करेंगे हमारे मार्केट्स में. और अगर हम लॉन्ग शॉर्ट रेशो की बात करें, सो लॉन्ग शॉर्ट रेशो ने 30 सितंबर को लो बनाया था 5.98% का, और तब से हमने देखा कि ये लॉन्ग शॉर्ट रेशो फ्रॉम 5.98% हैज गॉन टू नियरली अबाउट 16.6%. सो दैट्स अ ह्यूज जंप. एंड हमने देखा कि द नेट इंडेक्स फ्यूचर्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हैज कम टू -1,42,000. सो ग्रेजुअली द शॉर्ट्स रिड्यूस किया है FIIs ने, एंड उम्मीद यही है कि आगे जाके और शॉर्ट्स रिड्यूस होंगे, बिकॉज जितना शॉर्ट्स रिड्यूस होंगे FIIs की तरफ से, एंड आज का मूवमेंट देख के डेफिनेटली लगता है कि और शॉर्ट्स डेफिनेटली कवर हुए होंगे. एंड ये 16 शायद आज 2021 होगा, वो हमें थर्सडे के सेशन में पता चलेगा, बिकॉज टुमारो एंड डे आफ्टर द मार्केट्स आर क्लोज्ड. सो हम यही डिस्कस कर रहे थे पिछले 3.5 मंथ से कि जब तक FIIs अपना पोजीशन स्क्वायर ऑफ नहीं करते, शॉर्ट पोजीशंस, तब तक हमें शायद मोमेंटम देखने को नहीं मिलेगा. नाउ वंस दे हैव स्टार्टेड स्क्वेयरिंग ऑफ देयर पोजीशंस, we can see the momentum that is building up in all our indices here. So if we look at Nifty, अगर हम Nifty daily chart की बात करें, so this was the all-time high for Nifty that was on 26,277, that was made on 27 September last year. So अगर हम देखेंगे लास्ट 1 year हैज नॉट बीन दैट ग्रेट, ऑलमोस्ट हम वहां से नीचे आ गए थे. फिर रिकवरी के लिए भी काफी टाइम लगा था, एंड वी आर स्टिल अराउंड अभी 25,870 25,900 के आसपास है. वी आर स्टिल रफली अराउंड 320 350 पॉइंट्स अवे फ्रॉम द ऑल टाइम हाइज हियर. आई एम होपफुली अगर ये मोमेंटम कंटिन्यू होगा तो मे बी बाय दिस वीक और बाय नेक्स्ट वीक वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट निफ्टी टू टच इट्स ऑल टाइम हाई हियर. और अगर ये ऑल टाइम हाई इज द नेक्स्ट रेजिस्टेंस, यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे 1 अक्टूबर और 3 अक्टूबर के बीच एक गैप डाउन हुआ था, 100 पॉइंट का गैप डाउन था, वो भी निफ्टी ने यहाँ पे कवर कर दिया है. सो दैट्स अ मल्टी डे गैप फिल सेटअप. अगर आपको याद है हमने एक वेबिनार किया था गैप्स के बारे में, सो दैट हैज आल्सो काइंड ऑफ द गैप हैज बीन फिल्ड अप हियर. And I think the next resistance for Nifty is the all-time high of 26,270, 26,300. अगर निफ्टी वो टेकआउट कर जाता है, then we can expect some fresh buying coming in Nifty, which can take the Nifty even higher here. But क्या आज 26,000 तोड़ पाएगा, वो डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है. I think there is some profit booking that we are seeing from the higher levels, because already 200 पॉइंट 220 पॉइंट का गैप अप हो चुका था. तो थोड़ा सा ये था कि थोड़ा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग आ सकता है हायर लेवल्स पे. बट आई फील 26,000 will be the first resistance, followed by 26,300. I think once that is taken out, then Nifty is likely to move up higher. अगर आप देखोगे ये एक symmetrical triangle है, the price was moving in a higher low, and here it was moving in a lower high formation, and we got a breakout of the symmetrical triangle pattern here, and we've seen Nifty moving up from these levels here. So on the downside, 25,400 25,500 ये एक strong support होगा Nifty के लिए. As long as Nifty doesn't fall back below 25,500, the trend is likely to be positive. Similarly, अगर हम Sensex की बात करें तो Sensex also it held on nicely to its 200-day EMA here. अगर हम देखेंगे यहाँ पे अगस्त में एक बार 200-day EMA आया था, वहां से एक बाउंस बैक मिला था. फिर सितंबर में 200-day EMA आया था, वहां से एक बाउंस बैक मिला था. फिर से भी हाल ही में 29 सितंबर को इट केम नियर इट्स 200-day EMA एंड देन इट वेंट अप. एंड अगर हम देखेंगे यहाँ पे it has held on to its 200-day EMA here, which is a strong sign for the markets. कभी भी ये 200-day EMA break करके नीचे नहीं गया Sensex, and it is also at its all-time high, nearing almost 84,656 का high है. And I think even Sensex can move towards 85,000, 85,500, and majorly even towards 86,000. I think the trend is now absolutely positive, and so don't be on the short side in the markets. I don't think unless कुछ बड़ा negative news आता है, तो then it's a different ball game altogether. But the trend as of now, it says, we are in the positive territory. The momentum indicators are also supportive. RSI is also moving up. The DI plus is above DI minus. So overall trend is positive. अगर कुछ dip आता है और वहां से अगर एक reversal आता है, that can give you some good opportunities to enter at the lower levels here. But don't be aggressively on the put side. You should rather be looking out for some bullish opportunities rather than bearish opportunities in this kind of bucket. And if we look at Bank Nifty, so Bank Nifty has been a clear outperformer. हमने देखा कि Nifty अभी तक अपना all time highs break नहीं किया है, but Bank Nifty has already made a new all time high on Friday. अगर हम देखेंगे Bank Nifty का नया high is 58,242. बैंक निफ्टी की खास बात ये रही कि पीएसयू बैंक्स हमने देखा कि काफी टाइम से आउटपरफॉर्म करते आ रहा था. जैसे हमने बैंक ऑफ बड़ौदा देखा था, इंडियन बैंक देखा था, कैनरा बैंक देखा था, बैंक इंडिया देखा था, महाराष्ट्र बैंक देखा था. ऑल दीज बैंक्स वर एक्चुअली डूइंग वेल. बट उस टाइम में ना प्राइवेट बैंक्स बिल्कुल ये रैली में सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा था. बीच में हमने देखा था कि आईटी में थोड़ा बाउंस आया था. इन्फोसिस, टीसीएस, एचसीएल टेक, टेक महिंद्रा, ये सारे स्टॉक्स में मोमेंटम आए थे जो इंडेक्स को थोड़ा ऊपर ले गया. फिर बीच में ऑयल एंड गैस में थोड़ा मोमेंटम आया, जैसे रिलायंस में, ओएनजीसी में, बीपीसीएल में, हिंद पेट्रो में. फिर हमने देखा ऑटो नेम्स में जीएसटी कट जैसे न्यूज आया, उसके बाद देयर वाज सम मोमेंटम दैट वाज बिल्डिंग अप इन द ऑटो स्पेस, लाइक महिंद्रा एंड महिंद्रा, मारुति, बजाज ऑटो, हीरो मोटोकॉर्प, ये सारे नेम्स में मोमेंटम आया था. फिर बीच में इवन मेटल सेक्टर स्टार्टेड डूइंग वेल, द लाइक्स ऑफ जेएसडब्ल्यू स्टील, जिंदाल स्टील, हिंडाल्को, नेशनल एल्यूमिनियम, दीस स्टॉक्स स्टार्टेड डूइंग वेल. बट ये सारे सेक्टर्स जब चल रहे थे वो मार्केट को एक स्टेबिलिटी दे रहा था, बट मार्केट में वो मोमेंटम लैकिंग था. नो डाउट द मार्केट वाज एबल टू होल्ड ऑन टू द लोअर लेवल्स, द मार्केट वाज इंचिंग अप हायर, बट वो स्ट्रॉन्ग मोमेंटम जो हमें चाहिए था मार्केट्स में, उसकी कमी नजर आ रही थी. बट द मोमेंट यू सी फ्रॉम द लास्ट वीक और कपल ऑफ वीक्स, 2 हफ्ते आप पहले जाओगे, जब से प्राइवेट बैंक्स, जिसका सबसे ज्यादा वेटेज है बैंक निफ्टी का, पूरे निफ्टी इंडेक्स में अगर आप देखोगे तो बैंक निफ्टी का सबसे ज्यादा वेट है. एंड उसमें भी एचडीएफसी और आईसीआईसीआई बैंक का काफी ज्यादा वेट है, इवन इन दी बैंकिंग इंडेक्स. So when private banks started to do well, like the names of ICICI, Kotak, Axis started doing well even before HDFC and ICICI started doing well. तो जब प्राइवेट बैंक स्टार्टेड टू रन, दैट इज व्हेन यू कुड सी पूरा सेंटिमेंट चेंज होते हुए, पूरा सेंटिमेंट शिफ्ट होते हुए नजर आया. एंड बैंक निफ्टी ने ऑल टाइम हाई बनाया. निफ्टी में भी एक मच नीडेड जो बूस्ट चाहिए था वो तब आया जब प्राइवेट बैंक स्टार्टेड टू परफॉर्म. वो तब हमें नहीं दिखा था जब आईटी, मेटल हो या ऑटो हो, तब ये परफॉर्म कर रहे थे. फार्मा भी ऊपर नीचे हुआ था बीच में, सन फार्मा, सिप्ला, बायोकॉन, ग्रैनुअल्स, ऑल दीज नेम्स वर डूइंग वेल. Then there was these new age companies like Nykaa, Eternal, Policy Bazaar. These companies were doing well. But when private banks started to perform, that is when you saw the sentiment shifting in the markets. And for markets to move up higher from now, it's very important that your banking index do well. And considering the fact that inflation abhi check mein, agar RBI rate cut karta hai, that can lead to more credit growth. That can eventually help sectors like auto, realty, NBFCs, and it can actually help the credit growth for the bankings here, and bankings can actually do well. Plus the GST cut and the income tax cut, वो impact अभी दिवाली में, दशहरा में स्टार्ट हुआ था, बट दैट इम्पैक्ट शायद ये रिजल्ट में हमें नहीं पता चलेगा. बट मे बी जो Q3 and Q4 रिजल्ट्स है, that is the time when there can be some improvement in the earnings, and that is when you will see banking, FMCG, probably all these sectors do well. So bank index, I think, considering that private banks join the rally rate, but now both PSUs and private banks are doing well, and that can be positive for the markets going ahead. So for Bank Nifty, the support is around 57,500, 57,600 zone. And I feel Bank Nifty can, if it continues, we can actually expect 60,000, 61,000, in the by next Samvat 2008, from a slightly longer term perspective, I'm talking about. Yeah, one important thing that Rakesh ji has mentioned is the large caps that are doing well, but if you look at small caps and mid caps, they are actually underperforming the markets here. But I feel mid caps and small caps have kind of run a lot. अगर आप 2023 to 2024 देखेंगे, जब large caps move नहीं हो रहे थे, तब ये small caps and mid caps चल रहे थे. But I feel now it's the time for the large caps to move up. And even if you see the heat map today ICICI Bank is seeing some profit booking here, almost 2.4% down. HDFC is also quite. PSUs are doing well. Bajaj Finserv, Bajaj Twins are doing well, 1.3 and almost 3% higher. Axis Bank is up 2.46%. Shriram Finance is up 3%. Agar aap dekhoge, Reliance, that is the major contributor. One of the reasons why we had a strong gap up opening today is because of Reliance. Reliance almost 3.5% ऊपर है. Yes, Shekhar ji, I'll come to that. Bharti Airtel again 2% ऊपर है. अगर आप देखोगे Cipla is up 2%. Hindalco again metal names are doing well 1.8% here. L&T around 0.66% higher. BL again थोड़ा सा एक brief consolidation के बाद again there is some uptick that is going up here which is up around 0.92%. So all in all there is definitely some support from the heavyweights, but mid cap and small cap अभी भी lag कर रहा है. So we'll come to that part as well. But before going to that, I want to talk about the key sectors and the stocks to watch out. And today particularly, I'm going to talk about one sector that I feel can actually do well, probably in the next Samvat, that is 2082. That is your infra space, guys. अगर हम निफ्टी इंफ्रा बाय निफ्टी का अगर हम रेशियो चार्ट देखें, इंफ्रा में एक स्ट्रॉन्ग ट्रेंड लाइन, अपवर्ड स्लोपिंग ट्रेंड लाइन से एक सपोर्ट लेते हुए टुडे इंफ्रा स्टॉक्स आर एक्चुअली डूइंग वेल. And I feel one of the themes that can actually play out in the next Samvat will be your infra theme, guys. So we'll discuss some stocks that are looking good from the infra space. Then maybe you can also do research at your end. And कल मुहूर्त ट्रेडिंग भी है, तो then maybe if you feel कोई स्टॉक अगर आपको लग रहा है, आपका भी कन्विक्शन उसमें स्ट्रॉन्ग है, then you can probably at least have one stock in your portfolio from the infra space here. I think the first stock that I want to talk about is Reliance. So Reliance Industries, Shekhar ji, ये Reliance Industries अगर आप देखोगे 200 DA में nicely hold किया है. काफी टाइम से हेजिटेशन था. अगर हम देखेंगे फ्रॉम ऑलमोस्ट अगस्त टू सितंबर रिलायंस बिल्कुल चला नहीं था. इट वाज इन अ साइडवेज मोड. बट हमें देखा कि लास्ट फ्राइडे को हमें ब्रेकआउट आया था. यू कैन सी दैट द वॉल्यूम्स हैव गॉन अप, द अर्निंग्स हैव काइंड ऑफ कम वेल फॉर रिलायंस. इसकी वजह से स्टॉक ऑलमोस्ट 3.7% ऊपर है. And it has given a downward sloping trend line breakout here. So I feel the support will be the 200-day EMA of 1380. So as long as 1380, 1400 holds, the trend is likely to be positive for Reliance, and it can move to its previous high, which is around 1550. So at least ये high तो definitely touch करने की उम्मीद है. While on the downside, 1380, 1400, that level is likely to act as a strong support, but there is a clear downward sloping trend line breakout in Reliance today. The next stock that I want to talk from the infra space is Indigo, obviously a clear leader in the, जैसे एयर स्पेस में अगर हम देखेंगे, एयरलाइन इंडस्ट्री में मार्केट लीडर है इंडिगो. there is absolutely no competition for Indigo in terms of SpiceJet. And then even Indigo अगर हम देखेंगे तो ये भी पिछले सितंबर मंथ ही अगर हम देखेंगे तो it was consolidating in a range. It held on to its 100-day EMA here. But I think now we can also see Indigo, inching up higher. It now trades above all its key moving averages. RSI is also inching up towards 60 mark. And I feel if this momentum continues, even Indigo can move towards its previous high of 6,250, 6,260 levels from a medium-term perspective. So today we are discussing levels from a slightly medium-term perspective. मेरे को एक दिन का view नहीं देना है. I want to, discuss it from a medium-term perspective here. So 6,250, 6,260 are the likely levels for Indigo. The next stock from the infra space is Larsen & Toubro. So Larsen & Toubro, हमने देखा कि this zone of 3,700, 3,750 was a strong resistance for this stock. काफी multiple times यहाँ पे attempt किया था ये level को break करने, but it was unable to do so. But eventually October के start में we got a breakout from this zone, and even the L&T has started to move up higher. And right now L&T is at 3,868. And I feel agar any sustained move from the current levels can take the stock towards its previous high of 3,960 or even towards the 4,000 mark here. So even Larsen & Toubro is one counter that you can keep in your radar. The next stock that I want to talk from the infra space is Grasim Industries. Agar मैं Grasim Industries की बात करूँ, you can see there are multiple resistance in this zone. अगर आप देखोगे 2825, 2850 का zone once, twice, thrice, fourth time and fifth time it has come to this zone now, which is 2825, 2850. Multiple times ये zone में आके अटक गया था. वहां से every time ये zone में आया तो एक selling हमें देखने को मिला था Grasim में. So this indicates that this resistance is actually quite strong. But the moment this resistance gets broken out, if sellers get weak and the buyers gain control, then chances are that, and once infra as a sector goes up, then I think Grasim Industries can probably actually lead the index here. And once we get a strong break above 2880, 2900, then chances are that even Grasim Industries can do well with around 2780, 2800 acting as a strong support for this counter. The next stock that I want to talk about from the infra space is Godrej Properties, which is also part of your realty index. हमने देखा कि realty index काफी टाइम से अंडर परफॉर्म कर रहा था और हाल ही में पिछले एक हफ्ते से हम देख रहे हैं कि इवन रियल्टी इंडेक्स हैव स्टार्टेड डूइंग वेल. एक स्ट्रॉन्ग पुल बैक हमें देखने को मिला था लोस से. अगर आप देखोगे गोदरेज प्रॉपर्टीज ये जो डाउनसाइड लेवल था 1930 1950 का एक स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट बना है Godrej Properties में. And again in Godrej Properties we have gotten a downward sloping trend line breakout. एंड एक काफी टाइम के अंडर परफॉर्मेंस के बाद अगर आप देखोगे ऑलमोस्ट पिछले संवत से लास्ट अक्टूबर में नवंबर में आई थिंक वाज दिवाली एंड तब से पूरा साल ये स्टॉक अंडर परफॉर्म ही किया है. एंड नाउ ऐसे वी आर सीइंग सम साइंस ये लोअर हाई फॉर्मेशन अभी भी है, भले ये एक जो माइनर स्विंग हाई बना था 2145 का वो ब्रेकआउट कर दिया है. बट आई फील इसको यू नो इफ आरबीआई गोज फॉर अ रेट कट इन द कमिंग क्वार्टर with realty sector going up, with infrastructure में government का भी काफी strong focus है. And I feel probably this somewhat can be really good for Godrej Properties, with around 2130 2140 acting as a strong support for the stock. The next stock that I want to discuss from the infra space is Adani Ports. अगर हम Adani Ports की बात करें तो ये strong zone था 1490 1500 का. यहाँ पे भी अगर हम देखेंगे तो दो बार ये जोन में स्टॉक रेजिस्टेंस लेते हुए नजर आया है. बट वंस इट ब्रेक्स आउट ऑफ 1500, then chances are that the price can move up higher. It's in a nice uptrend. It held on to its 200-day EMA here. RSI is also above 60. ADX is also slightly inching up. MACD is above the zero line and signal line. And I think once we get a breakout above 1490, 1500, a strong sizable candle above this zone, then I think even Adani Ports can move up from here. The next stock that I want to talk about the infra space is Ultratech Cement. Like Grasim Industries, I feel cement sector within the infra space is also one subsector that you can actually consider. अगर हम अल्ट्राटेक की बात करें तो अल्ट्राटेक का देखो काफी एक कंजेशन जोन में चला गया था, ऑलमोस्ट 12350 ऑन द अपसाइड and 11960 on the downside. It was majorly consolidating in this range here. And today again there is some buying from the lower levels. It has come to its 100-day EMA and वहां से एक buying नजर आ रही है. अगर हम पिछले 2-3 दिन की बात करें तो ये 12400 12450 का एक strong resistance zone दिख रहा है यहाँ पे. But if it gives a strong move about 12450, then chances are that it can move towards 12800 and even towards 13100 from a slightly medium term perspective. And overall trend भी अगर आप देखोगे Ultratech का, it's in a nice uptrend. The price is moving in a higher high, higher low formation. So this is also one stock that you can keep in your radar. The next stock that I want to discuss from the infra space is Apollo Hospitals. अगर मैं अपोलो हॉस्पिटल्स की बात करूं तो ये स्टॉक भी अगर आप देखोगे हायर हाई हायर लो फॉर्मेशन से मूव हो रहा है. अगर मैं यहाँ से एक ट्रेंड लाइन ड्रॉ करूं तो आई कैन सी अ नाइस ट्रेंड लाइन सपोर्ट फॉर अपोलो हॉस्पिटल्स. सो डाउन साइड में ये 7500 7600 का एक स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट जोन है. RSI is also above 60. It is inching higher. MACD भी अगर आप देखोगे MACD हिस्टोग्राम बार्स देखोगे तो ग्रीन हिस्टोग्राम बार्स राइजिंग मोड में है, which is again a positive sign. It indicates that the bullish momentum is strengthening. And DI plus is also above DI minus. And Apollo Hospitals का एक major resistance भी था 7960 7970, and it is above that. So any sustained move from the current levels is likely to be positive. Already एक all time high levels पर ही है. And any move from the current level is likely to be positive. I think even Apollo Hospitals can move up higher from the current levels here. And the last stock that I want to discuss today is Bharti Airtel. भारती एयरटेल अगेन हमने देखा कि बीच में एक अच्छा मोमेंटम पकड़ा था. इफ यू रिमेंबर समवेयर इन द मंथ ऑफ जून वी हैड डिस्कस दिस, बट वहां से एक डल फेस में चला गया था. नाउ अगेन इट हेल्ड ऑन टू इट्स 100-day EMA here. यहाँ पे एक बाउंस आया था, देन इट ब्रोक इट्स 100-day EMA, बट देन इवेंचुअली यहाँ से फिर से एक बाइंग आ गया था. एंड लास्ट 2 days द बाइंग हैज काइंड ऑफ पिक्ड अप. द मोमेंटम हैज काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रेंथेंड ऑन द बाई साइड हियर, एंड प्रीवियस हाई के भी अब ऊपर है. जो अराउंड 2045 के आसपास हाई था, एंड आई थिंक इट्स इन अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग मोमेंटम. अगर आप देखोगे ADX इज राइजिंग, MACD is above zero line and signal line, RSI is much above 60. It's also trades above its key moving averages. So I feel around 1970, 1950 is a strong support for Bharti Airtel. And as long as this level holds, I feel even Bharti Airtel can move towards 2500, or who knows, maybe towards 3000 by next Samvat. So keep an eye on the infra space, guys. I think infra space looks very good at the current juncture. So these are the stocks. So we discussed around 10 stocks from the infra space. You can also do research at your end. And that is all that I wanted to discuss today. And last thing that I want to discuss is the small cap index. Agar hum dekhenge, small cap index is still very far from its all-time highs. So around December में एक all time high बना था 19676 का. तो small cap index is way below its all time high here. And even अगर हम mid cap की बात करें, so mid cap is doing slightly better than small cap. Small cap is underperforming even your Nifty and your mid cap here. But mid cap का भी high was around 61,000, 60,888. And it's at 59,000. So you can see both mid caps and small caps are still far away from its all time highs. Bank Nifty and Sensex have already hit an all-time high. Nifty is almost 1% higher. So it's clearly the large caps that are kind of leading the rally here. And as of now, the momentum is clearly on the large cap side and not on the mid caps and small caps. So that's all from your Diwali's bid market session today, guys. I hope it was informative. And I hope these sessions are actually adding a lot of value, and it is kind of helping you make informed decisions as well. So let us start off with the question and answer. If you have any queries, any doubts, do let me know in the chat box and I'll be happy to answer them. Kamini ma'am is asking for Adani Green. Adani Green फिलहाल के लिए avoid करना सी एक tight range में चल रहा है यहाँ पे. So as long as we don't get a breakout about 1090, 1100, it's better to avoid the stock. But if you're already holding, then you can hold with an SL of 1000. Manorji is asking for Parag Milk Foods. Yeah, Parag Milk is also very good. Manorji, ये price एक higher low formation से move हो रहा है. ये 50 EMA यहाँ पे hold किया है. So consider 260 as a support. And maybe about 310, 320 के ऊपर breakout आता है, then I think the price can move up even higher. So yeah, you can definitely keep Parag Milk Foods in your radar. Chandan Healthcare, I would say थोड़ा avoid करना है. सर्किट स्टॉक है, यहाँ पे देखना है 5% का सर्किट लगा है, थोड़ा सा डाइसी है. बट if you're already holding, hold with an SL of 280. And the overall trend is still intact. It's good, trend positive hai. And I feel the price can kind of move up higher. But good, Manoj ji, आप आजकल मुझे up trending stocks ही पूछ रहे हो. Ideally, usually आप डाउन ट्रेंडिंग स्टॉक्स पूछते हैं. बट गुड दैट आपका स्टॉक सिलेक्शन भी थोड़ा सा काइंड ऑफ इम्प्रूव हुआ है. So good. So around 280 is where you can keep your SL and you can probably kind of ride the trend. Rajesh ji is asking for Vellore Estate. Can you help me with the symbol, Rajan ji? I'm not able to find that. Which is that stock here? Tata Power कर सकते हैं क्या? Let me see. So Tata Power, yeah, good. I think you can consider maybe above 400 के ऊपर अगर breakout मिलता है, it can move towards 415, 420. यहाँ पे एक major resistance है Tata Power का. Maybe you can go for a staggered approach, Sachin ji. Maybe if you want to accumulate at the current levels, you can. Maybe, but the next time you accumulate, it should be maybe above 420. Because यहाँ पे एक resistance है, अगर ये resistance टूटता है, then chances are that the price can go up higher with around 370, 380 acting as a strong support. Aradhika ji, sorry, I can't give a view on Yes Bank because I'm bounded by compliance. So any SBI group companies, competitors, or even Yes Bank, I'm not allowed to comment on that. Harsh ji, happy Diwali to you as well. If I look at Venus Pipes, if Venus Pipes avoid karna, Selvam ji, because currently it's in a downtrend. It trades below the key moving averages. It's not able to go past the 20-day EMA level here. It has tried many times in the last couple of weeks, but it has unable to move. So So unless and until you don't see some strong reversal signs, it's better to avoid. Maybe you can keep an SL of around 1250 in this stock here. EPAC Durables, शिव प्रसाद जी avoid करना, ये भी डाउन ट्रेंड में ही है ये स्टॉक. So you can consider around 320 325 as SL, but as long as this 360 is not taken out on the upside, it's better to avoid this. How to trade gold ETF at this level? What will be the strategy? I think more than gold ETF, Rammohan ji, why don't you consider gold Bs? I think it's easily tradable through the exchange as well. And it's much more easier to trade gold Bs than gold ETFs. Though both of them, they track gold prices only, but I feel I think my strategy would be in gold and silver is to not go for a stop loss or a target kind of thing. Maybe you can consider having some levels in your mind, but look for gold and silver from an extremely long-term perspective. Like when I say long-term, at least look at it from a at least 8 to 10 years perspective, rather than accumulating gold from not from a viewpoint that abhi gold already itna बढ़ गया तो चलो अभी डाल देते हैं and let's ride the momentum. Right now it's like you are entering into a moving train here, which can be slightly risky. Maybe if you have some correction that you get in gold, maybe then you can enter. But look at gold from a slightly long-term perspective. You don't, look at it from a trading perspective. That is what I would say. Bhaskar ji is asking for Orient Cement. Avoid Bhaskar ji. देखो डाउन ट्रेंड में है. It's all below its key moving averages. Maybe keep an SL of 210. Below 210, chances are that it can move down even further. Avoid Orient Cement. There are better cement names. Ultratech hai, Grazim hai. You can look at those names rather than Orient Cement. Skipper be, see, it's sideways as long as 565, 575 is not taken out on the upside, it's better to avoid. I think on the downside around 445, 440 is a strong support for Skipper. But I would say ये stock में फिलहाल अभी के लिए momentum नहीं है, so it's better to avoid. अच्छा, Rajan ji is asking for DB Realty, Whaler Estate, okay. Avoid, see, there are better counters in realty, जैसे Oberoi है, Godrej है, DLF है, but DB Realty is kind of underperforming its own sector itself. It's below its key moving averages. I think keep an SL of 150 or maybe 140, because that is where the previous flow is. I think below 140 it can move on even further. Sonani ma'am, yeah, good afternoon to you as well. Shravan ji is asking for ITC. I think Shravan ji, काफी दिनों के बाद आपने मारुति को थोड़ा बख्श दिया है अब. So ITC is good. So there is एक strong support है around 395 के आसपास. See ITC again, it's a long term play, it's not a short term perspective से अगर आप देखोगे तो it's still in a downtrend. As long as 425 430 is not taken out on the upside, I feel the trend has not really changed for ITC. But if you want to accumulate, maybe around 390 395 is where you can keep your SL. IRFC avoid करना श्रवण जी, because देखो डाउन ट्रेंड में मोमेंटम ही नहीं है. It's even below its 50-day EMA, so avoid it. Maybe you can, 120 is a stop loss. If it goes below that, better to exit. Avoid any fresh entry in this stock. If you look at Tata Steel is good. See, overall metal sector outperform किया, जैसे auto outperform किया, ऐसे metal भी outperform किया. Maybe you can hold with an SL of 160 165. I think any move above 177 180 is likely to be positive here. Newly listed, acha, EPAC. Acha, this one you are saying EPAC prefab. So newly listed hai, so very difficult to tell from the charts because we don't have any significant information, Shivji. But अगर आपसे आपका ऑलरेडी IPO है तो मे बी अराउंड ये जो लो है 178 180 का, उसमें आप SL रख के आप होल्ड कर सकते हो. Shekhar ji is asking for DMart. DMart still trend is down. See, it is below with all its moving averages here. It's not very convinced about this stock, but at this point of time, because see, overall FMCG में अभी तक मोमेंटम आया नहीं. आई फील प्रोबेबली वन मोर क्वार्टर ऑफ पेन हमें शायद देखने को मिल सकता है FMCG में. I think markets probably you will see FMCG reacting towards late November or December, just when the Q3 is about to come. I think the business updates for FMCG will be very crucial for Q3, because the large part of the impact of the GST cuts will be seen in Q3. So I feel one more quarter of pain is still will be there in FMCG here. So around 14150 is where you can keep your SL, but I think avoid DMart for now. Uh, your views more every day. Great, Lakshmi ji. I'll ask Geofin. If you look at Geofin here, Geofin almost on the verge of a breakout. But I feel we need some follow through move. अभी breakout दिया है, but any move about 315, 320 एक strong candle आता है, then it can be positive. With around 300 acting as a strong support for the stock. Bhaskar ji is asking for Apollo tires. Yeah, very good. Apollo tires has again given a fresh breakout. I think you can consider with around 475 acting as a support. It also trades above its key moving averages. RSI is also above 60. And I think chances are that the price can move up higher. It has also broken its previous high of 510. If this move continues, I think from a slightly medium term perspective, it can move towards 555, 560. How durable would this be? Would this on rally? I think it is good. I think after a long time, we have gotten see a lot of factors. Like I mentioned, FII is covering shorts. They starting to buy in the cash market. There is a symmetrical triangle chart pattern breakout on the Nifty chart. Nifty underperforming since last 3 months or so, even for the last 1 year. Your US markets, Asian markets already at their all-time highs. Maybe there might be some profit booking there and some FIS flows can come back to our markets. And considering the fact that we are just around 1% high, I think that if we take out that 26,277, the last year's high, I feel maybe this can be a start of a fresh rally in Nifty. And I feel banking is one index that can lead it. IT से support नहीं मिल रहा है अभी. Oil and gas, again, Reliance is supporting it. Private banks are supported. But if IT also starts moving up, I think IT will start moving up once India-US trade talks comes out positively. I think that is the major overhang for IT index now. With private banks moving, your oil and gas moving, with auto metals moving up, I think once IT starts moving, that is the the only sector that has not supported Nifty. I think once IT starts going up, and maybe it looks like considering Nifty has already moved up, I think IT will move up at some point of time, but we'll have to wait for that signal. As of now, IT is quiet, but once IT moves up, I feel this rally will, definitely we can expect Nifty to move up higher. How do you see Nifty? I feel maybe by the end of expiry, we can, I think in my humble opinion, I feel maybe we can hit the fresh all-time high considering the momentum it is in. See, I can't comment on any negative news that comes in. Obviously, we have the monthly expiry next week. Then November, we have the much anticipated and the much watched, the Bihar elections. I hope there will be no surprises there, because any surprises there will lead to this, momentum, getting maybe the momentum might kind of, slow down in Nifty if there is any surprises in Bihar. But if not, if the current government comes into power, then I think with US India news might also come in by the end of December, and hopefully 2026 will be a very good year for Nifty. Public sector, yeah, Bhaskar ji, even public sector banks are likely to continue their up move. They have already started performing even before the private banks joined the rally. I think a lot of some good names like Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, Indian Bank. These are all some really good names from the PSU space here. So definitely a couple of companies that you can definitely have in your portfolio, but avoid the names that are even underperforming the current sector here. Your view on IRB Bank? You're talking about IRB infrastructure. Is this what you're talking about, Sapphire ji? If this is the stock, then it's better to avoid. It's in a downtrend. I think 40 is where the SL is. If it goes below 40, then it's better to avoid. Radhika ma'am is saying, can I invest in Orient Green Power? Okay, let me look at Orient Green Power. फिलहाल के लिए अवॉइड करना बिकॉज सी ट्रेंड अगेन डाउन है, सारे मूविंग एवरेजेस के नीचे है. Maybe around penny stock, I think it's better to avoid this, Aradhika ji. Maybe there are better counters that are available out there, rather than looking at these stocks. Yeah, Reliance is good, Vijay ji. We already discussed Reliance. It's in a nice trend. I think Reliance is probably one stock that can kind of do well. Exide or Amra Raja, let's do a relative comparison. Exide Industries by Amra Raja Batteries. So between the two, I think Exide is the one that is outperforming. You can see this is the ratio chart of Exide by Amra Raja. The ratio line is moving up. That means the stock in the numerator is outperforming the other. So if you ask me between the two, I feel it's Exide at the current levels here. Okay, I'll just take one last stock for the day, which is Indus Tower. If I look at Indus Tower, avoid day, देखो downtrend में है. I know maybe Indus Tower may be a direct इसका benefit. I think if Bharti Airtel goes up, I think Indus Tower इसका indirect beneficiary है. But I feel between Indus Tower and Bharti Airtel, I think you should go for Bharti Airtel. Indus Tower आप avoid करना. इसका 330 एक strong support है, but I feel momentum can pick up in Indus Tower once 370 is taken out on the upside. Yeah, both GMDC and Incopper are good. GMDC की बात करें पॉजिटिव है, बट ऑलरेडी काफी हाई लेवल्स पर है यहाँ पे. But I feel 1645 is taken out. I think GMDC can continue moving higher. And Hind Copper is good. Hind Copper maybe you can hold with an SL of maybe 310, 315. Okay, so I guess that's all from today's bid market session, guys. I hope it was informative, and I hope you are all loving this session. So tomorrow we won't have the mid market tomorrow and day after, so nice 2 days break. But tomorrow we have the Murat session, which will run from 1:45 to 2:45. It will be a 1 hour session. And I wish everyone a very happy Diwali and a prosperous new year and a fantastic Samvat 2082, guys. So see you again on Thursday now. So Thursday again, we will have a couple of sessions. One will be the mid-market, and we are going to have a webinar on MACD on Thursday at 4 o'clock. So see you directly on Thursday, guys. Happy Diwali. Spend time with your families. Burst some crackers, have some sweets, and get some good rest. And spend quality time with your family, guys. Till then, see you. Take care. Stay safe. Most importantly, stay safe, guys. And I'll see you on Thursday at 12:30 for our mid-market session. Bye, guys. Take care and see you. Take care, guys.